Ladies, BS Discover. Women, I'm talking to you today. I'm at a place that was a discovery for me. Sometimes when you're chosen and you're going through certain situations, and it is for you to have insight and knowledge to what's going on around you. So as I begin to examine the places I've been, things going on, and the things that are possible in life, the things you heard of, and you could this be true? Could there be people who are actually against the will of trying to do what is good, that will actually get in your way? Or is it just an illustration of people in our diversity in life? And as I begin to go on this trail, I didn't know, as I was taking pictures and doing videos at the time of, I think, TikTok videos. This is the first video I'm actually talking and being real in uniting the fact that there's understanding in the walks and the trials that we go through. And as I begin to expose certain things, people begin to wonder and to acknowledge. And within that acknowledgement, they begin to see whatever used to be isn't anymore, but what is partaking of it now? What is partaking of you now? Are you allowing what's around you to change what's in you? Because we all have something special to give. We all have knowledge. We all have understanding. We all have change. But sometimes the life you are unaware of, the nightlife. And even though you may enjoy yourself at night in certain places, in certain instances, but as I begin to be released in these trials, I begin to meet certain people who enjoy the nightlife. And women, you are strong. You are capable. You are the one who is divine by nature. Because of what you can do as a woman, you can produce a new life. Not only can you produce a new life, you can change lives. And I know many of you change lives by either supporting your loved one, your husbands, or by supporting other men, especially men of ministry. Because behind every man, there's a strong woman. But do you recognize your strength? Or do you allow your strength to be taken by the things that are around you, by the things that perceive to be, but yet is not? And in this space, and as I met people who enter the nightclub, they begin to expose secrets of the night to me. And I'm wondering, why are you telling me this? And in them secrets, there was moments that they would preach after club at night, but their preaching wasn't for you nor for I. It was for those who worship during the night, who take the nightlife and make it into a religious nature. And that religious nature could be to harm you because all they're after is riches. And there was some ladies that came to me and told me of people they were afraid of because of what they saw and what they were able to do. and they would be stealing this knowledge to me. But sometimes when you go through life, you never understand why you're going through certain things, because sometimes it could be some of them people coming after you. So I've learned to be cautious about where I go. I learned to be cautious about who I'm around. I learned to be cautious of those who try to teach me something I am unaware of. And sometimes you may have to go deeper by study, by nature, by research. And not that you want to join in, but what you want to do is protect yourself. And knowledge is protection. And as I begin to do my research and walk through certain places and notice certain things and certain details and how people express themselves through art. And sometimes the art is actually coming from the heart. And the art that they're expressing is nothing positive, but something negative, but that's what they want to do in life. That is what brings them up. But a lot of us try to fight, but we're fighting in the light, not in the darkness. Even though we walk through the darkness, because it gets dark at night. But be careful where you walk, ladies. Be careful how you talk. And be careful who's talking to you and how you receive the message. But once these ladies told me this information, my life began to change. I was above, and all of a sudden I saw myself falling. And what they were telling me, that these people were coming after me. They were trying to bring me into their world, rather than me trying to reach my own world. Because if they could bring me into their world, they can control everything about me that I made possible in my life. And that will make them look, what? Higher than me, better than me, get the more respect than me. But sometimes when the light is in you, you go through the motions, you go through the changes, but you lose that light that's in you. You keep moving, you keep pushing. There's been times that I came back and I visit the place, and as I visit this place, and there's several buildings that have so much going on, but it had to do with the nightlife. And some of the people in the nightlife trigger the nightlife, either by robbery, depression, oppression. And you go through that. You see yourself going through. And you never hung around these people, but sometimes they want to dim your light. They want to see if you can fight the fight that they're going to put upon you. So when I begin to see people acting a certain way around me, people changing, people not addressing me in a positive form, I knew these were the people. And I had to talk and walk daily, going live, doing videos. So you know my walk has nothing to do with that walk, even though their walk is right behind me. And as I begin to expose, the more people will come, and the higher power, because they can't do it by themselves. They gotta be higher power in this darkness. And then I begin to see that even I couldn't reach the higher power. When I would go through things and I'm trying to call to get help, I couldn't reach the higher power, because that higher power wanted something that I had, something they had to hide, the trueness, the faithfulness that is in you as a woman. That I don't want to change. I don't want to be what you want me to be. I'm trying to stay in this light. And sometimes you begin to know that people cared about you. These people cared. They did not have to share what they shared, but they were preparing me for certain walks. And sometimes it's the people that want to take away the very things that you accomplished in life, how far life got you to bring you down, because that is what the enemy do. When they're around, they want to bring you down. And when I bring you down, they become up. Because now people looking at them, oh, they took her down, they took him down. She couldn't fight them people. They had power. But they only have the power if you allow it. Now, as I come here years later, because I won't walk this strip, there's other strips you can walk and you see the same thing. They got community centers, they got illustrations of paintings and things on them, and businesses do it too. But you begin to understand, what was this made for? Because it's all closed down. What did they do? There was a gate, and in that gate, when you open the gate, there was number 4 walls, which was business walls. And there was a lot of graffiti and everything on it. Some of the devil, some of this regular characters that we and our children enjoy, all meeting together. And you begin to think, nobody's here, these businesses are not here. What is this utilized for? Somebody had to utilize that space. Your inclination and the power that you have in you by knowledge and knowing gave you that, a woman's intuition. And a lot of people are afraid of our intuition. And my intuition began to take me places, and I begin to wonder, before I even came back to where I'm at today, where I see they're making changes, knocking it all down, making it a whole different marketplace of trucks, in which they're going to have pictures and painting, but not as of these. Where some people could use it in a negative form, and some people use it in a positive form. But you had to go through, and you had to share this knowledge, and people begin to come through, and you start to see people come through. And now, as you begin to expose, and your life begin to change, because your life had to change, because so much knowledge, but did you use it? Did you let them use you? No, you didn't. You had a fight. And when you come back, it's different. There's going to be change. In the link, I'm going to leave a link of the billboard of the change that they're going to make in this community. But at one point, it was light. But just because it's light, people could dim it in the darkness. And it was dim. I met a lot of people that came from the darkness. Why they wanted to share this with me, I don't know. But these were women who were afraid of men who had power. One told me, dust, this man had dust, and when he threw the dust to the ground, things began to move. I can't share where, because these women could still be around this person. But I would tell you, they were afraid, and they were afraid for me. They knew that somebody was coming after me, that were in darkness. And I'm sharing this with you today because I could see the power. And even though it can be camouflage for something new, there's change. Because through all that, I went through change. I had to go through change. I began to make YouTube channels, well, positive YouTube channels, like the one I have now. Where maybe this won't reach you, but it'll reach another woman that understands. Maybe the third woman that's going to be tempted in darkness. Because they see good in you, and they want to change that good to bad. Because you're around us, but you have no part of us. But some people will try to dim your light. And I need you to stand still, to be firm and be strong. I have been through all kind of adversities. And sometimes you see it has to do with power. Until you get the people to look at who's above and question why things are happening to you that never happened before. And once you get to that, through illustration, through videos and whatnot, people want to know what's going on. This is something serious. This is the dark side that still travel through our streets and try to take what you got, everything you have, down to your children, to your family, to your home, to your cars. But I'm here to tell you, you can survive. This is the day that things have changed, because people have acknowledged, and people did acknowledge. And there's a question why this woman is going through. How this woman can have everything she wants in life without question, and all of a sudden you trying to dim her light because somebody out there don't like you. And as a woman, you need to realize you may come across a battle like this only because you are able to reach above where other women can't even reach, and they know this. But if I can take her down, if I can beat her down mentally, and they will deal with your mental state first. The first thing they will attack is the mind. The second thing they will attack is what people see about you, your reputation. The mind, your reputation. And then is your finance. Because if I can mess with your mind, your reputation, people are going to question whether they want you to work for them or what's going on in your life. But now the bigger picture is people see there was darkness because you wasn't afraid to stand up and not fall into the hands of those who wanted to bring you down. And sometimes when you talk about people, like I had to talk about men a lot. But remember, the woman came to me. But it was the men they was talking about in the darkness. So when I began to talk about men thought I was talking about them in a negative way. It wasn't negative. It was the people that you attacked, that you had control over, that possibly knew that I could reach them, I could save them. But they have to see through my trials and my errors, will I give up, will I give in? And still today, I have not given in. But yet, it exposed of the power of those in and out of your community. Maybe even out of your state. It goes that far when it comes to the darkness. But you were powerful enough not to give in. Today, this is how I walk. Because I'm about business. I'm about change. And when I want to dress up in business, I dress up in business. But if I'm going to a certain area that I know I may have to protect myself, and it doesn't deal with the business aspect of what I need to do until I actually get there, and you dress like that daily. But it's a temporary walk that I gotta walk through. I'm walking through as calm as I can be. In recognition, you wanna fit in. You wanna just walk on through. And you wanna get to the other side. The other side is positive, where you going. because that's all they can see. You walking from here, walking from there. It's all positive. Going out at night, nothing wrong. Going to the club, nothing is wrong. But be aware of the changes when changes start to happen around you. Then you have to question, where did I go? Was it safe? And do I need to expose to save other lives? Now on this detail, this phone been ringing all day, but it's not the number I'm looking for. But in this detail, you will begin to acknowledge that people will try to change your very existence in life. They know you got something special in you. They know it. Ladies, in my trials, and out of my trials now, the jobs were simple that were offered to me. But now the jobs that are offered to me is more complex. And it has to do with the overall watch of the community. Because people see you're not afraid of what most people are afraid of. First, that is saving yourself, saving your mind, saving your reputation, and saving your finances. You need all of them to survive, especially as a woman. Am I ashamed to sit here today? No, I'm not. What do you see behind me has nothing to do with me. It has to do with something that was exposed to me, that was told to me. But somehow, I reached this place. And when I reach this place and people know that certain things were being exposed about them, I begin to go through more situations of people trying to get me not to expose the very secret facts of life that could happen at night, with people join together in rituals. And sometimes in the club, you can go to the club and they're there ready to rob you, getting you drunk. There's people that have rituals that do these things, that is robbing you from the club, get to know you, and get to know you so well that they'll rob your business at home. But they become your lover to do that, because I got to get close to you. These are the things that were exposed to me. So now when you walk in the club, when you meet somebody, know who you're meeting. Do your research. Go online, put the name in, find out that real person who it is who's talking to you, or somebody who's just an alias using that name. But this is for you, woman, and I hope you take me seriously. I couldn't heighten up the hype because right now I'm at a settled moment. And my settled moment, because I see this change about to be, where I thought it would just be left, but somebody's about to bring it back to life. But not that life. It used to be a new life. And that, how you know you have touched upon a place, and your life should be touched upon also in many places. Until next time, ladies, stay strong. It is not you who walk into darkness, but sometimes darkness will walk into you. Until next time, BS and discover. You, women, are true.